Amazing. We're live. So, Paul, just for the audience's sake, could you just give us like one or two lines on who you are, who you help, and also kind of the state of your business before we started working together?
Okay, so my name's Paul Garrigan. I'm a human performance and men's coach. And basically, that means I help men to elevate and to reach their full potential. The state of my business, if you like, before I started working with Joel, I would say it was pretty much, it was a little bit all over the place in terms of I knew what I wanted to do, I knew how I wanted it to look, but I didn't know the pathway in order to make that happen and to make that a reality. And that's something, for me that is is the reason why I worked with Joel, and is the reason why it's been as successful as it has, if you like, from just having that sort of direction and a pathway from how to get from A to B.
Yeah, beautiful. And,
Yeah,
and, and do you remember before we started working together, like,
yeah.
we were speaking for quite some time. Do you remember some of the obstacles that you were facing that could have prevented you from working with me?
Um, so some of the obstacles I was probably facing at the time, I think first and foremost, the biggest thing is you look at your finances, and then you have to consider where I'm at right now. And is it worth keeping all of the money I've got and staying stuck for the next 6 months? Or is it worth taking the leap of faith and jumping in with someone who's got a proven track record of helping people to grow and create a business? So for me, there was a little bit, maybe for a week or so, of contemplation with making an investment. But essentially, it came down to risk-free reward. I was willing to actually lose that money in order to make sure I got to where I wanted to get to. And for me, it's more than paid back, if you like.
Beautiful. And tell me, like, what have been some of the shifts you've experienced since we worked together in, I suppose, in your business, but also like in yourself?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, mate, but I noticed when you started saying that, a big smile came across my face
Hmm.
because I'd say the biggest shift for me is my own belief and my own beliefs in myself, but also around finances, around what you're worth, around creating, abundance in your own life. That's probably been the biggest shift, being more clean and more transactional with your time and your energy, and actually the value that you place upon the work that you're doing. I think it was you said to me, Joel, you're not paying someone for time, you're paying for transformation. Now, if people are paying me for the transformation, then I should be getting well paid for that.
Hmm.
And I've now got that belief, I'd say, from working with you to know how much I'm actually worth.
Beautiful. And what's been the impact of that on your business?
So I would say, probably from the past 3, 4 years, if you like, I was delivering courses in person. And it was very much, a grind from one course to the next to fill it. And I've mentioned earlier that I felt like I was caught between like two rocks, if you like. I couldn't move. But since obviously working with you, I've managed to feel to have that pathway there. I'm not no longer stuck, like the financial rewards of working with you, if you like, and actually, cultivating magnetism, if you like, and stepping into who I'm meant to be has allowed me to, to earn more money now than I probably have done over the course of the past few years in terms of the amount of time that I've earned more money in.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
beautiful.
equally, I think, it's not, I want to step away from it's not just about the money, if you like. It's more, I'm actually serving more people now
Mm.
in a shorter amount of time, but actually being paid for that.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. So it's sort of like, it's a win-win.
Hmm. Yeah, totally. And what have been some of the like structural changes in your business that you've seen and the impact of building some of those systems?
I think pretty much when we started working together, Joel, you knew that I had this great enthusiasm. You asked me to get something done, it's done within a
Mm.
day. I'm ready. I'm like a dog with a bone. What's next? And what do we need to do to get to the next level or to get to the next stage of my business? And I think, starting with you, I always had that enthusiasm beforehand, but that enthusiasm without direction pretty much meant that I was going in circles and I
Mm.
was chasing my tail a lot of the time. wondering why I'm putting all this effort in, but nothing seems to be moving. So having that structure has actually allowed me now, I look at my business, if you like, I've actually got a business. I know where I want it to be. I know the direction that I want it to move. I've been able to scale, if you like, to right now, go from working with a couple of men to having over 20 men signed up to now, in the next month, that's going to be added to maybe by another 15 to 20 men. And it's going to continue to grow. But actually, that used to be just a dream and wishful thinking that I wanted to happen. But now I've actually got, some sort of formula and structure to make sure that that happens in my daily non-negotiables. And as long as I'm ticking off certain things daily, then I know I can trust and surrender to things happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. And have there been any like surprising shifts or changes that you've experienced since working together?
Yeah, I think that the biggest one for me was, I launched a one-to-one program, which came between me and you having a conversation, and me putting so much emphasis on the group stuff, and maybe not paying attention to actually a lot of men will they want to work one-to-one, and that I can bring so much value into a one-to-one session and make men move faster, more rapidly, and get to where they want to get to in a rapid amount of time. That was probably the biggest shift for me because of how that can support other men equally, but at the same time, how it can sort of bring in some sort of revenue, while the group's side of the business, if you like, is growing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
actually having a belief, Joel, having a
Mm-hmm.
belief to hold space for a one-to-one, like it's the men I'm working with now, there's a criteria in place. There's a certain caliber of men. Like I'm turning men away. There's
Mm-hmm.
men where it's sort of like, thank you, but not now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the caliber of men that are coming in that I'm working with that are actually wanting to elevate. I used to feel like I was dragging men to get them to a certain level and to try and get them to implement certain things to change their life. Whereas now I've got men showing up ready, they're primed, they're elevating, they're hungry, they're
Mm-hmm.
wanting more and more of what I'm talking about. And it's never been about me leading men. It's about men leading each other collectively, that we're all leading our own lives. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense, brother. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest shifts for me.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. I love how casual, you went away one week and then I casually messaged you and you're like, yeah, I just created 3 one-to-one clients. I was like, thanks for the update. It was brilliant. And what would you say to someone who's like considering working with me?
I would say if you are someone who's sitting on the fence, um, think about maybe where your current business is right now. And if you are someone who's stuck between, two rocks and you're scared maybe of moving to the next level, or you may be holding on to finances, I'd be maybe curious about where that lack is coming from. And equally, it's an opportunity to take the plunge. Because for me, if I hadn't have took the plunge and I hadn't have got myself ready to work with someone like you, then I'd still be in where I was 6 months ago. And things wouldn't have moved. So if you are sitting on the fence, I think, you need to really get off the fence and step into the uncomfortable, because that is something that will be asked of you, in terms of shifting your identity, creating a new you, and essentially, mate, creating a life that you want. It's gonna mean that you're gonna have to step out of your comfort zone. And something I always say is, if not now, when?
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna be ready? When are you gonna be ready to earn this money, or to create this business, or to step fully into the best future version of yourself? If you're not gonna do it now, then when are you ever gonna be ready?
Mm-hmm. Totally love that. Is there anything else you'd like to add finally?
I think it's just been an absolute pleasure working with you, Joel. It hasn't felt like it's felt very much like, I'm working with a friend. That makes sense. I feel like that relationship's, blossomed between us, if you like. I felt pretty much drawn to you when we started working together, which is why I decided to obviously invest in working with someone like you. Um, yeah, I really do believe, brother, like there's more than just a coach. It's actually a friend. It's something you do actually care, which is a big part of the work I do, if you like. It's knowing that people care. that you're working with, and I do think that you have that heart-centeredness, I would say, and you want everyone to win that works with you, which can't be said for every coach, where it is literally just transactional. You just want your money and then see you later. So yeah, that's what I'd say with that.
Yeah, appreciate you and appreciate your kind words. And yeah, just for any other men out there who's considering men's work, go and check Paul out. What's your handle, just for anyone watching this? Your
What's my what?
Instagram,
Sorry.
what's your Instagram handle?
Oh, it's Paul underscore Garrigan at Pact. If
Perfect.
anyone
Yeah.
wants to follow me, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing amazing work. Anyway, thanks, brother. It's been such a
Thank
pleasure.
you, brother.